Today we're talking about Lilith, who she is in mythology, what she represents in astrology, how she shows up in our shadow, in our embodiment, what Lilith in Taurus means through each astrological house, and also how we can work with this energy so it becomes power instead of sabotage. So who is Lilith? In ancient mythology, Lilith is described as the first woman created alongside Adam, not from him, not beneath him, but equal. And when she was expected to submit, she refused. She chose autonomy over obedience and dipped. After that, she was labeled rebellious, and dangerous, and even demonic. But underneath the story is something much deeper. You see, Lilith represents self-ownership. Lilith represents the refusal to shrink and the refusal to abandon yourself in order to belong. In astrology, Lilith, specifically Black Moon Lilith, is not a planet. It's a point in our charts that represents our raw, unfiltered self. It shows where we resist control, where we've been shamed or silenced, where our desire, anger, and truth live underneath conditioning, and also where our untamed power actually sits. So, Lilith shows up in two ways. The first, in the shadow. So that's self-sabotage, overgiving, silence when you should actually be speaking up, shrinking your needs or desires, and attracting situations that mirror your suppression. The second way is an embodiment. So that looks like boundaries without guilt, clear self-worth, owning desire without apology, magnetism that doesn't try to be accepted, and choosing yourself consistently. Lilith doesn't disappear. You either suppress her or embody her. Now, let's focus on Lilith in Taurus. So this is all about self-worth, money, the body, pleasure, security, and also the right to have. So it asks one very important question, and that question is, do you believe you are allowed to receive without earning your existence? Now let's break down how Lilith in Taurus shows up in each astrological house. So the first house, this is all about your worth. This is where your worth is visible. It lives in your body and in your presence. So you may naturally carry this magnetism, but struggle to really own it, The lesson here is to stop shrinking your presence to make others comfortable, because your embodiment is your power. Second house, Lilith in Taurus. This is raw value and money, okay? So your self-worth is constantly being tested through income, receiving, and stability. So you may go back and forth between knowing what your value is and undercharging it. Cut it, okay? The lesson here is you don't need to prove your worth. You stabilize it through consistent receiving. Allow yourself to receive, okay? Now, Lilith in Taurus, third house. This is where your voice carries your worth, but there can be some hesitation around speaking, around your needs, money, or desires. You got to be direct. You may instead over-explain instead of claiming what is yours. So the lesson here is your voice is not for justification, baby. It is for declaration. Fourth house, Lilith in Taurus. This is all about ancestral worth. So family patterns around scarcity, survival, or emotional responsibility can shape how you feel safe and shape how you feel about receiving. The lesson here is that you are not here to inherit survival, okay? You are here to rewrite what safety means for you. Lilith in Taurus, 5th house. This is where pleasure can become a little complicated because there can be guilt around joy, visibility, and creativity. And there could also be some inconsistency in the way you express yourself. The lesson here is joy is not optional, okay? It really is a part of your abundance frequency, so get into it. Lilith in Taurus, 6th house. This is where your worth becomes tied to work and service. So you may overwork, overfunction, or tie your value to productivity, baby. The lesson here is you are not your output, and rest is not something that you have to earn. Lilith in Taurus, 7th house. So here, your relationships mirror your worth. So you may attract partners who reflect imbalance in giving or receiving. You know, the lesson here is that you are not meant to negotiate your worth in love, period. Lilith in Taurus, 8th house. This is where deep power and intimacy live, okay? So there's this intensity around shared resources, emotional fusion, and control dynamics. The lesson here is that true power is not control. It is trusting your own energetic authority. Lilith in Taurus, 9th house. This is belief systems around abundance. So you may carry these inherited ideas about what you're allowed to have or what it is that you deserve. The lesson here is to expand your beliefs. Your reality follows your permission. Lilith in Taurus, 10th house. This is public identity and success, okay? This is where it's activated. So there can be some fear around being visible, around your ambition, or around being too much, baby. Listen, the lesson here, you are not here to dim your success. You are not here to dim your light. You are here to embody it publicly. Lilith in Taurus, 11th house. This is all about community. This is all about belonging. So you may overgive in groups, or you may also lose yourself in collective spaces. The lesson here is you don't shrink yourself to belong. You are meant to be valued within community, not erased by it. Lilith in Taurus, 12th house. This is all about subconscious worth. So there may be some hidden patterns around receiving money and pleasure that operate beneath your awareness. So the lesson here is what is unconscious controls your life. And until you bring it into awareness and fully embody it, there's going to be a standstill, okay? So Lilith in Taurus is not about punishment or darkness. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about reclaiming your right to have, receive, desire, experience pleasure, and exist without earning it. If you know your Lilith placement, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and give me a like, okay? I appreciate the like. I appreciate the love. Until next time, peace.